Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Break shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward, drift into the right a little. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
There are some people who believe that the Apollo moon landings were a hoax. They never took place.
Okay, Neil, Mr. Kubrick says that's a wrap.
Well, some people will believe absolutely anything. But there really was a hoax, or rather, some deliberate misinformation. For this, we need to go back 8 years earlier, to April the 12th, 1961. The space race was just starting, and the Soviet Union was preparing to launch Vostok 1 with test pilot Yuri Gagarin at the helm. The rocket was actually a repurposed intercontinental ballistic missile, with the warhead replaced with the Vostok 3Ka capsule. At 6:07 a.m., Mission Control at Baikonur radioed, "We wish you a good flight," to which Gagarin replied,
Поехали.
"Let's go." 10 minutes later, the rocket reached an altitude of 327 kilometers, and the Vostok capsule was released into space to commence its orbit of the Earth. The orbit took just over an hour, after which the capsule oriented itself for re-entry. The propulsion module fired its retro-rocket, and the module became a heat shield protecting the capsule during re-entry. After this, a command was sent to jettison the propulsion module, but calamity struck. The module failed to disengage and was left attached to the capsule, causing erratic gyrations. Eventually the cable snapped, but Vostok was now on the wrong trajectory and could not land safely. This, however, was not entirely unexpected. On previous unmanned test flights, the capsules had invariably failed to make soft landings and had crashed on impact. The Soviet engineers had planned for this, and when Vostok descended to a height of 7 kilometers, the hatch door was blown off, allowing Gagarin to eject from the capsule into the lower reaches of the atmosphere. Gagarin's parachute opened successfully, and he landed safely in the Saratov region of Russia, 300 kilometers from the intended landing site. A peasant woman and her granddaughter were terrified until Gagarin shouted that he was a Soviet citizen and must immediately find a telephone to contact Moscow. So, what was the hoax? In 1961, the FAI, Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, ruled that a pilot had to land with the spacecraft to qualify as an official space flight. In order for the USSR to claim the world's first successful orbit, they stated that Gagarin had landed inside his capsule and forced him to lie in all the subsequent press conferences. Yuri Gagarin was made a hero of the Soviet Union by Nikolai Khrushchev and became a worldwide celebrity. Sadly, in 1968 he died in a plane crash, after never again returning to space. The cover-up about Vostok 1's landing lasted for 10 years. In 1971, the USSR finally admitted that Gagarin had ejected from the capsule before it landed. In response, the FAI simply rewrote the rules so that Yuri would still qualify as the first man in space, sparking a race that continues to this day. Yuri Gagarin is still revered as a pioneer of the early space race, and there are suitably heroic statues of him at various places throughout Russia. Today, the impetus has shifted from nations to corporations, with egos taking over from heroes. Who will be the first corporation to send a man to Mars?